Disclaimer. I have Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC and PlayStation, so if you're wondering about the sudden frame rate drops and different outfits, that's why. Also, the script was released before the Casino DLC, or the supposed to be Casino DLC, so just take that in mind. Grand Theft Auto 5 has been one of the most successful games ever, making billions from sales and millions from shark cards. Its place as a record setter has been secured. It was also a critically acclaimed masterpiece by reviewers and media alike. It sparked controversy, as always, but it was on the way to being a cemented masterpiece. 6 years later, and the game of criminal activity and making millions has transformed into a land of semi-futuristic warlords. Chaos fuels the players of Los Santos, and chaos fuels Rockstar's revenue stream. How in the world did Grand Theft Auto Online get to this point? Quick answer: someone at Rockstar or Take-Two saw dollar signs in 2015. Now, making money out of an online game is required for that game to live. The way they've gone about it, though, has been absolutely horrendous. Due to an excess of greed on the side of Rockstar and Take-Two, GTA's milking players has become just as blatant as a mobile or an EA game. In order to make milking this game possible, they had to create several problems, which include repetitive content, encouraging griefers, keeping bad bugs in, patching out features, hiking up prices, keeping the player base toxic, putting nearly every profitable activity in free mode, planned obsolescence. Oh dear, I have a lot to go through. Alright, let's start with the least egregious one: repetitive content. On the surface, GTA has a lot of content. Lots of unique jobs, races, deathmatches, derpy game modes, etc. The issue with lots of these jobs is the payout compared to the time required to complete them. Most give a payout of around $10,000 for 5 minutes of work. Not saying that this isn't a viable method of making money. It's one of the best when you're first starting out in GTA. But after a while, with the exception of double money events, most jobs lose their appeal. Other jobs do require multiple people as well, so with the plethora of activities you can do, the player population per job is quite low. So if you are looking to compete in a race against others, you're going to be sitting in the lobby for a while. Old games suffer through this. Some try to alleviate it with revamping old stuff or make it more attractive via special events. GTA very rarely attempts to try to bring any of this stuff back into relevancy. They do have a way to do it: double money and RP events. The issue for Rockstar, though, is if they were to start incentivizing jobs instead of free roam activities, people would end up buying less shark cards, since jobs would be one of the most safest and efficient ways to make money. Which brings us to free roam. I butchered that. I meant to say free roam. Free roam is quite literally an impromptu sandbox. However, it is now a way of making money. If we were to grind the same mission for 2 hours, we would make approximately $240,000. Doing the follow activity in the same time frame generates, after costs, selling a top-range import-export car, $80,000, selling parts of the bunker, $70,000, a cocaine sale, $50,000, getting some money out of nightclub tickets, $20,000, 3 terabyte jobs, $90,000. Making a grand total in this time frame, $310,000. Is this the most efficient way to make money? I hope not. Is this math extremely rough and doesn't factor any other profitable activity you could be doing while the bunker, nightclub, and cocaine business passively creates products? Yes. Am I going to get called a dunce for making money in one of the most inefficient ways possible? Probably. Point is that most jobs, excluding double money events, make less money than free roam activities. The difference is, you could potentially lose all that money you made in free roam. Also, you're now about $11 million in the red, so you're encouraged to recoup your costs. Speaking of losing it all, griefing in any game can be a minor or infuriating annoyance. In GTA, griefing isn't heavily encouraged on the surface. The only discouragement comes from the price you get for destroying people's cargo, $2,000. Every other part of the game, though, heavily encourages it. As an example, this is the Oppressor Mark II. This thing has flares, flies fast, hard to hit, and packs some firepower. This vehicle is now the only truly viable vehicle for any combat situation. It just combines every imbalanced part of the sandbox and puts it on one bike? Plane? Honestly, it just looks like an engine with a C. So you have this demon spawn going around and easily destroying everything. What do you think will happen if somebody has a red dot on them? Here's another blatant example. This futuristic table is called the Orbital Cannon. What does this have to do with criminal syndicates and the Hollywood of a high screen behind me? Who knows? For $750,000, or $12.50 out of your actual wallet, you can completely destroy anyone you want, all in the safety of an underground facility. From a gameplay perspective, who thought this was a good idea? The ability to ruin someone's day at the literal push of a button. Or you technically gotta hold it down, but point proven. All of these things give players the ability to destroy each other with ease, and the player base definitely indulge themselves with these things. Now for the issue that goes from extreme annoyance to just plain greedy. Rockstar has a habit of patching stuff when it's convenient, and leaving bugs in when it is convenient. Examples. The Bombushka is a $4 million plane that has lots of guns on it. It also has a cargo hold, where you can put vehicles in. One vehicle you could put in was a mail truck. One of the missions for selling products for a club business requires you to drive a mail truck to the objective. So, players did what was efficient. Drop it from a plane without a parachute. That's patched now. Pacific Standard Finale. Once you get hold of the cache, you run all the way to the getaway bikes. Right next to the bikes is a property with a garage. What players, including me, did was pack a bulletproof car in that garage, run down, then we grab it and use it instead of the bikes. Patched! The Avenger, and also the Mobile Ops Center, have a room inside them. This room is obviously the interior of these things, but it is isolated from the outside world. If you were to die in here, you would just teleport outside the location. Cargo missions sometimes have the cargo split between multiple boxes, and you would have to go back and forth dropping them off at the warehouse. Instead, just go inside one of these two vehicles, put all the cargo in them, drive to the location, or fly, and unload it. Makes things easier. Patched! On the other side of bugs, cargo sell missions. If you have to make an airdrop, it has a chance of glitching up, losing lots of products. This hasn't been patched, and this mission came out in 2016. Nightclubs. Some businesses have a chance of not making anything. It hasn't been patched. This double standard of patching makes it extremely clear what the intention for Rockstar is. But I have one more issue to tackle. Planned obsolescence. If you don't know what that is, it is the practice of selling a product, knowing a better version is about to be released. Most vehicles in Grand Theft Auto have had this issue, but there is a chain of vehicles that I want to highlight. The Import-Export update comes out, which introduces a car, the Ruiner 2000. The Ruiner was a $4 to $5 million car with a jump button, parachute, and 8 lethal rockets. 2 updates later, gun running. The Oppressor comes out, a motorcycle that goes faster and has 20 rockets, making it superior to the Ruiner. Next update, Doomsday, the Deluxo, loaded with 30 rockets. Next update, Nightclub, the Oppressor Mark II comes out. These 4 vehicles will set you back $10 million, around 130 USD. Which brings us to the main issue that plagues this entire game. Shark cards are purchasable bundles of cash. Before, you got very big bang for your buck. The tank, one of the most powerful vehicles at release, was $1.25 million. Rockstar has essentially made a $40 mobile game with all the incentives for purchasing cash. Imagine the frustration of a guy working hours and hours to make $1 million, only for someone to pelt him with rockets, or for this game to screw up on him. He would want to recoup his losses and may pull out his wallet. Before you say, "Grinding is a part of this game." It is, but this game tries its hardest to make you purchase cash after you've already spent $40 on it. To add the final cherry on top, PC is filled with modders. So if you like dealing with being caged, get the PC version. With all that said, Grand Theft Auto Online is a relatively fun game. Its mechanics and missions are enjoyable. However, all of these issues that push you into spending more money in this game are absolutely egregious, to the point they will keep coding errors in their game if it means squeezing more money out of the player. I am Ash Awesome. I will also be putting stuff on Minds.com and possibly BitChute. Links in the description. Stay amazing. Wow, that sounded really corny, even more so than Patreon and subscribe begging. Summer's almost over for me too, gonna have to worry about school. Hopefully I can get one more video out before school starts up again. Should I edit my videos?